Remember that all things are possible. You must choose to be accountable, responsible, enough to believe, and open your heart to receive.
Above and look at your life, and you see the life you live. Can you be surprised that it all turned out this way and not the way you planned? It's about what you know and what you understand. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Learn to follow that inner voice inside. That's the one that's telling you not to run and hide. See what your life could be when you visualize. It's about what you choose. That's your real life. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice. Choice, life's a choice. It's a choice. Your life is a choice.
Hello, everyone.
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਰਾਗ ਆਸਾ ਮਹੱਲਾ ਚੌਥਾ ਸੋ ਪੁਰਖ ਏਕ ਓੰਕਾਰ ਸਤਿਗੁਰ ਪ੍ਰਸਾਦ ਸੋ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰੰਜਨ ਹਰ ਪੁਰਖ ਨਿਰੰਜਨ ਹਰ ਅਗਮਾ ਅਗੰਮ ਅਪਾਰਾ ਸਭ ਤੇ ਆਵ ਹੈ ਤੁਧ ਜੀ ਹਰ ਸਚੇ ਸਿਰਜਣਹਾਰਾ ਸਭ ਜੀ ਤੁਮਾਰੇ ਜੀ ਤੁਮ ਜਿਆ ਕਾ ਦਾਤਾਰਾ हर त्याग हो संतो जी सब दुख विसारनहारा हर आपे ठाकुर हर आपे सेवक जी क्या नानक जंत विचारा तू घट घट अंतर सर्व निरंतर जी हर एको पुरख समान एक दाते एक भिखारी जी सब तेरे छोट बिराना तू आपे दाता आपे भुगता जी हो तू पार ब्रह्म बेअंत जी तेरे क्या गुण आख वखाना जो सेव हैं तुझ जी जन नानक तिन कुर्बाना हर त्याग हैं तुझ जी से चंद जुग में सुखवासी से मुक्त पए चन हर त्याया जी तिन टूटी जम की फांसी जिन निरपौ जिन हर निरपौ त्याया जी तिन का पौ सब गवासी जिनसे व्या मेरा हर जी.
Can everybody hear me now? Say yes, I can hear. Please let me know. Everything good now? Yes. Turn the music down. I turned it off. I don't know why I'm having this difficulty now. So tonight we're going to be talking about this guy right here. Check this out. Ooh, the Ouija board. Many people are ignorant about it all. I saw recent posts on Facebook, a few of them actually, talking about the Ouija board, how bad it is. And it all comes from a space of ignorance. It is my greatest hope that I reveal that tonight. Not out of ignorance of name calling, but the word in the dictionary does exist. It's called ignorant. And it means simply just without experiential knowledge. Just taking a bone or scrap piece of information that someone threw at them and they start gnawing on it. Because it's what everyone believes, it's what they were told. And it's nonsense. Nonsense. So let me acknowledge everyone. I'll always do that first. Yanava, it has begun. LaDonna, Vicky, Kenneth, Jennifer, John, Steve, Fran, beautiful friend Kristen, Sue, Full Circle, Andrea, Gavin Lambert, Jonah, Cheryl, Ronnie, Carl Lapp, Jaden, Mitzi. So tonight we're going to talk about the Ouija board and what it really is. And it's not the nonsense and the hoopla that everyone has handed you over the years about what it is and the power it has. But still, Keith, no matter how you slice that pie, I think you might be dabbling in something dark. I'm not dabbling in anything. And this presentation is neither about asking you to go get an Ouija board. That's not what this is about at all. This is about bringing to light the nonsense that comes out of ignorance. Hello, Amy. Many years ago, how this all first started for me, my spiritual development, making contact with spirit, being able to write this book, The Divine Principle. Early in my spiritual development, I had a fire. I wanted it. I wanted spiritual development. I really wanted it. And I knew, at least at that point in my life, that fear has nothing to do with God. At all. Because God itself is not fear. God itself does not judge and cast out and project fear. It has nothing to do with God. So I knew that. So if I have an intention to contact something great, it's not going to be via fear, that's for sure. Hello, Brian. Hello, Cheryl. A friend of mine by the name of Kenya, hello, Kristen, came over one day, many years ago, 1996, and said, Keith, in all of your spiritual practice, or even throughout your life, have you ever played with an Ouija board? I said, well, maybe as a kid I had one, but no big deal. And then he said, would you like to go get one? And I said, I thought about it. And immediately I had reservations because of what I was taught and I bought into. And because I'm willing to move through my fear at this phase of my life so I can connect to that which is majestic, great, and all-powerful, I said, screw that, let's go get one. So I went to the dollar store, department store, and bought an Ouija board. This is how it all began for me. So we purchased a board, went back home, and I knew immediately all this really is a subconscious typewriter. So as the title of this presentation is, it's not what you think, but it is. In general, the Ouija board is not what you think. It's not what you have been taught. It's not what you were programmed to bite down on as a carrot and call it your sustenance of a truth. It's nonsense. So in this regard, it's not what you think. But as the subtitle of this presentation is, but it is what you think. And when you pull out your spiritual, subconscious typewriter, aka the Ouija board, in that regard, it becomes what you think. But Keith, everyone I know who's ever had one and used it, whoever played with it, had bad experiences. I shall tell you why. Because they opened up a door with the attitude of playing. And guess what happens? Because now that you've opened up a space, a no-time space where things happen in a moment, you begin to attract entities and energies that will give you exactly what you asked for. They want to play at your expense and laugh at you the whole time they're doing it. This is what is taking place, my dear friends. It is not the lie. So I knew the Ouija board was a subconscious typewriter. So I would surround the board, myself, and the group, 3 circles, with light. And I stated an intention. Though I don't need this board, I'm using it as a vehicle to launch me into the space of my soul. And just like that, it began to happen. Spiritual, divine energies of light and high vibration begin to come in. Just like that. So if people who follow me in my work, my play, know that what I do is of a giving, love-centered, empowering nature. They know that without a doubt. My path may not be their path, but you know without a doubt my heart and what I'm about. If the Ouija board is bad and demonic, how come did I have the result I have had in 1996? That it cracked the door open to God. This is what the Ouija board is made of. The alphabet. The alphabet is beautiful. It gives us language. It gives us the ability to communicate. Tell me something about that, how that is bad. Numbers. We use numbers every day. Even when we don't realize we're using numbers, we're using numbers. Everything in the universe is made up of math. How is that a bad thing? Now you take that alphabet and those numbers and you place it on a piece of particle board that has the sun and the moon and the word yes and no and the word goodbye. Nothing's really changed here. Except the idea of what everyone thinks about this simple device that can help you contact something greater than you've always known as yourself. It's ridiculous. It's nonsense. It comes from a space of ignorance and accepting what you were taught. How did I have the glorious opportunity not only to change my life, but to put me in a driver's seat to empower thousands upon thousands and millions of people? Because I stated an intention. And we really don't even need the board. I can make contact with my soul now as I did in 1996 by using that Ouija board. Simply by saying or intending, we live here often because we're unconscious. We like what the mind has to say, so we listen to it. Now I dwell in the kingdom of the soul. And I did not use that board to do it. It's a subconscious typewriter. And when you approach it with the intentions of playing, energies will come through that will play with you. And they'll throw the planchette across the board. Whatever they do to make you squirm that gives them their dark agenda jollies. So when I would surround the board, myself and the group with light, I might say something like this. Spirit, we ask you to be in this space fully. We ask that you make us aware of that space fully. We surround this board with intentions of love and light and the highest ideal that benefits everyone and everything. Keep us protected, keep us safe, keep us in truth. But also encrypted in my intention would be something else that would sound something like this. We're only open to love and light experience. In anything of a dark gray or dark nature that comes in here, I will personally throw you out on your ass. Never once in the 6 months that many people started to come over and have the most far out experiences. Never once were we violated, harmed, threatened, ever. It's because of the intention of opening the door to creating a vibration so that which may be dark can't see it anyway. They can't come in. The light is too blinding. They can't find a way in. Yeah, but Keith, I still think an Ouija board is dangerous. An automobile is dangerous. An automobile used in ignorance will kill you. On the other hand, when you have knowledge of how such things work, you will reach your destination safely. Same thing applies here. Again, it is a subconscious typewriter. Kind of puts a new spin on things, doesn't it? In fact, it brings it to light. So one day, a friend of mine by the name of Wendy and I were at the department store doing some errands or buying a cup, whatever. I said, I'm bored. She said, I'm bored too. She says, you want to go home and play with the Ouija board? Not play, but engage the Ouija board. I said, sure. We went home to my house, stated our intention. Spirit, we surround ourselves with love and light and your power, grace, protection. We only want to speak with angelic beings, beings of light. And for quite some time before, let's say a couple of months before this moment, I've been reading a lot of books about becoming a vessel, as I often do. I tap into soul and let my soul come through and speak. They call it channeling. I don't like the word because of the same negative connotation it has when it comes to the word Ouija board. People freak out. It's nonsense. Education will empower you beyond that which makes no sense and has no value. There's no sense in it. It is a lifeless currency. So when you get in the current, you have a new form of currency. It's called knowledge and wisdom and empowerment and light and information. Information. It's information. Information. So I went to the house, stated our intention. And so a few months before that, I've been wanting to become a vessel, to have spirit move through me as it does now when I just simply close my eyes and intended to speak. And as we were using the Ouija board, it told Wendy and I Keith, tell Wendy what's on your mind. Tell Wendy what's on my mind. Yes. There's nothing on my mind. Tell Wendy what's on your mind. And I thought about it. What could possibly be on my mind? There's nothing on my mind. And this went back and forth for quite a while. And it was persistent. Hello, Gail. Hello, Sean. Hello, Dorothy. The spirit that was speaking through your Ouija board was persistent. It said, tell Wendy what's on your mind. And I had no idea what it wanted. So I said, okay, I'll do this. So I just closed my eyes as I'm doing now. And I began to speak. Wasn't the I that I know me to be. It was the divine I. And about 15 to 20 seconds into it, I realized that the one thing I wanted for the last 2 months, because I made a deal, a covenant with the voice as it kept saying, tell Wendy what's on your mind. I said, well, I'll do this if you help me to become a conscious vessel to speak spirit. And it said, agreed. 20 seconds into it, little did I realize, the one thing I was asking, it was given me. It was giving it to me. My friend Wendy pulled out this book, this notebook, and began to write 3 pages of text when she realized what was happening. That was my first experience of being a vessel by allowing my soul to speak. And everything that came out, I could read it, but it's long. Love, light, humanity's benefit. The world is going to change. Jesus, the return of Christ consciousness. All these beautiful things that the Ouija board is said not to represent nor have the capacity to bring forth. Another experience, or others like it, that took place. We had a house full of people, probably 10, 12 people. Sometimes 2 or 3 people at a time would use the planchette. These 2 girls in particular, by the name of Tammy and Michelle, dear friends of mine who knew nothing about this particular field of spirituality, set our intentions, stated that only love and light is allowed in. Everything else will be dismissed by me. Don't come in here and jack around, because I will throw you into the light and you will regret it. Right? So the first thing they said is there a being or beings of light present? And immediately it moved to yes. And of course, they go through the game. I didn't move that. Did you move that? No, I didn't move it. Did you move it? So you have them playing out that dynamic for a while and say, no, you didn't move it. You're being used to move the planchette. And it said, all right, you are a being of light. It said, of the highest. And it said, what is your name? Keep in mind, they have no idea of what this is being, what this talk is about. They were naive, so to speak, and diverse in such spiritual matters. And it began to spell its name. R. Next letter, they said. A. R-A, okay. What is the third letter? And the planchette did not move. Okay, Spirit, we got R-A. What is the third letter? And the planchette still did not move. And I said, there is no third letter. I said, his name is Ra. Egyptians called it, it was the sun god. This is not different from God, because if God shines light and God's Son, Christ, consciousness, if God shines light, then the sun, S-U-N, is synonymous with divinity. It's that which brings light and warmth to the world for growth and expansion. It's called Ra. That aspect of God is called Ra. But it is a powerful energy, a powerful consciousness. In fact, the sun is a portal. It's an inlet to other dimensions. Dear Lord. Beings travel in and out of the sun like a doorway, like you can't even imagine. Hello, Elaine. Hello, Ann. Hello, Lynn. In that time of my life, I was reading a book called The Law of One. This book was brought through, vesseled by two people. And the being that claimed to have wrote that book is named Ra. All right, so we have Ra talking to Tammy and Michelle on the board via this Ouija board. Keep in mind, we surrounded the board with love and light visually, and we stated in an intention of the highest vibrations only. So now Ra is conversing with Tammy and Michelle. And I said, all right, though I was a believer in it, I wanted to see the validity of what was happening. So I reached over on the bookshelf and I pulled out that book, The Law of One by Ra. The energy that was talking to Tammy and Michelle in a house of about 10 or 12 people. I reached over on the bookshelf and grabbed The Law of One, and I opened it up and I said, on page 54, I put my finger on a word, and the two girls are sitting on the floor. They have no idea what I'm looking at. I said, if you were the same Rob that wrote this book, The Law of One meaning God is all there is. The Law of One. Creator is not separate from creation. If that were possible, nothing could exist. The Law of One. That's why unity is so important and so powerful. So I have my finger on this word from a book that is supposedly written by Ra. And my two friends, Tammy and Michelle, are conversing with Ra through the Ouija board. I said, what is this word that I'm pointing to? And it spelled out the word energy. Bingo. There was lots of light phenomena that took place. People may say, well, Keith, how do you know this was good? I felt it. I was aligned. It was aligned with everyone. Out of 12 people, someone in that group would be connected enough to know this is not correct. This is not of balance. It didn't exist. It did not exist. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Mary Ellen. And it's brought about my life in a powerful, amazing way to be a spiritual teacher. So remember that the Ouija board is just a group of letters and numbers with the word yes and the word no on it with a sun and moon. We use these things all the time. Every day we look up, we see the sun. Every night we look up, we see the moon. We use alphabet all the time. We use numbers all the time. Hello, Debbie. And it's what we do with it that gets reflected back. And people go in there with the idea to play. And so this subconscious typewriter, this open stargate brings energies in your life that want to play. I am not so concerned about the spiritual energies that want to try to mess with me. There are enough people in this world that physically move about that have a harmful agenda. Nothing is going to get you in there. The only thing that lives in there is God. What lives in here is a bunch of erroneous ideas of what we think is happening because of what we were taught about a so-called Ouija board. It's nonsense. And again, this presentation is not about supporting you and going to get in a Ouija board. I don't sit here and support you, you'll get in a car. A car can kill you. This presentation is about bringing to light the false perception, the idea of what we were taught about an Ouija board. It's just a vehicle, no pun intended, like your car. It is a vehicle to bring you from a space to a space, or as in with a car, from a place to a place. Your life going wrong on any level is hell. Your life aligned with soul lasts forever. Infinity. That's heaven. You don't die to achieve heaven. It is not a future event. Heaven on earth or heaven itself is not a future event. Because if you cannot experience God right here, right now, when will you? When will you experience God if you can't experience right here, right now, in the present moment? It is the only place you will ever find it. Now, your right now might take place tomorrow, or next week, or next month, or next year, maybe in your next lifetime. And it's all purposeful. Time is irrelevant. Everyone unfolds like a lotus flower at their own pace when they reach the space. How many things do you label in your life as you live it when you look out and about into the world and say, that's taboo? Liken that to the Ouija board. But that's taboo. You shouldn't be doing that. Well, it's because you believe they shouldn't be doing that. And maybe it's not of any consequence whatsoever, except the energy you pump into it. That which you feed it. This holds true for your entire life. A Ouija board or not. Any sort of divination tool. It's all basically just an excuse. We don't even need those things. All we need to do is just turn inward to touch our Creator. Turn inward and ask Creator, God, Buddha, Jesus, whatever you want to call it. Source. Are you with me? And it says, yes, I am. Why would we ever doubt that voice? Why would you ever doubt the voice that says, I am with you? Deb says, yep, according to your frequency and what you're drawing to you determines what occurs in your life and how you perceive what's happening. Very well said. And not only frequency as in vibration, but frequency as in how often. That word is double packed. The frequency you vibrate to, as well as how often you live in what you think is happening. How often you think what it means at all. Does it have a meaning? And you know it has a meaning, and you know exactly which meaning it has. It's the one that you give it. Keith, the Ouija board is bad. I am here to tell you from my experience, no, it is not. I've never had a bad experience. So how could I ever be a testimony to sit here and say the Ouija board is a bad thing? I did not have that experience. Mine opened up a door to God, to love, light, and life. And it's filled me with a mission. I don't use it anymore because I don't need it. It served its purpose. When we're done, we burned it. Is anyone else having any connection issues? Please say no issues. So for those out there, please let me know if everything's smooth. Great, no issues. Okay, I know it's happening. I'm going to lower my resolution of my next broadcasts so it's not so high and it chokes up. Hello, Dave Anderson. How are you? A Ouija board, any divination tool, how you see the world, your automobile, it doesn't matter what you use. It's all your intention. All of it. You hear people say, well, guns are not bad. It's the people who wield them. It's how you use the tool. Well, here's a hammer and a screwdriver. Well, that's pretty cool, Keith. I can use a hammer and screwdriver. I can build my house. And someone says, well, I care to differ. This hammer last night beat someone to death. Or this screwdriver stabbed someone to death. So don't get caught up on labels and or what you were taught about something that is absolute nonsense. It has no weight in spiritual law. Truth. It's not aligned with any of that because of a belief. In fact, it doesn't even operate within the arena of physics and metaphysics. It's not how unity works. Unity implies just that. It's unified and it does not exclude anything, not even one thing, not one iota of a thing. Unity implies connectivity to all of it. Talking about the Ouija board and how people assume that it's of a dark force. It's just part of the unity. That doorway is unbiased. That doorway is neutral. What comes through that door can be of whatever energy you choose. And if you play with it unconsciously, this subconscious typewriter, you're going to attract to you energies that want to play with you, but at your expense, to scare you to death and to laugh at you while they're doing it. Or you can take your automobile, your screwdriver, your hammer, your Ouija board, and intend to use it to bring about betterment for yourself and those around you. Like that screwdriver or hammer to build your beautiful house, to drive your car, to go earn your living. So all these other ideas come from people who know nothing about it and only have attempted to play with it using what they had to go on because everyone else told them it was not a good thing. But yet, even believing that, they still played with it anyway. And then they got validated. And they freaked out. They soiled their britches. Tim Garrett, Srinanava, my brother. That's your name. You knew it before you knew. I knew it before I knew you. So I'm not asking you to go to get a Ouija board and prove to yourself that I'm trying to be arrogant, that it's of a light vibration only. It's not of an any vibration only. Except unity. And in that unity is anything you want. Anything you want. You want little gremlins that come in there and mess with you? Gremlins will come into that doorway and they'll be all around you messing with you. Hello, Jane. Hello, Jessica. Hello, Tim, my brother. Hello, Debbie. So tonight we're talking about the Ouija board. Let me get me some water. It's not what you think. It's not what you were told. It's not what you think. It's the title of this presentation. The subtitle is But It Is. It's not what you think, but it is. It's not what you think because what you were told about it. It's nonsense. I'm here to empower you. You don't need this for your spirituality. It's farthest from the truth. I'm on purpose, intentionally doing this presentation to bring to light something that has simply been in the dark. That's a fantastic question, Mitzi. I love your honesty. Mitzi, that's probably one of the best questions I've ever heard in my forums. Mitzi says, why burn it when you were done with it if what you had, Keith, was a positive experience? I love that honesty in putting it back in my lap. I'll tell you why. Because it represented a place in my life. It's complete. Now I'm going to return it back to spirit. From dust thou art, until dust thou shalt return. It came in as an inlet, a portal for me to glean something, to motivate me to turn inward. And when I wanted to close that chapter of my life, I sent it back home, back to spirit. But also, I didn't want to leave said subconscious typewriter unmonitored, responsibly so. Just like I would not want to leave my automobile, which can either help you or kill you, with the doors unlocked. I didn't want to be irresponsible, to have someone break into my car, to get into my car and steal my stuff. Same with the Ouija board. I burned it because I didn't want to leave it unmonitored. I didn't want to leave those doors to that portal unlocked so something could break in and enter and steal my life. It served its purpose. I was grateful. I'm done with it. Because when that voice in 1996 woke me up out of my sleep and said, "Good morning, Keith. It's time for you to wake up." I wake up out of my night's sleep. I look around my house. There's nobody in my house. I'm looking for whoever said, "Wake up, Keith, it's time." I lay back down with the intentions of going back to sleep. And the voice spoke again. It says, "Wake up, Keith. It's time for you to engage." I opened my eyes. My eyes immediately closed. I was thrown back on the bed, fell back on the bed, laid back on the bed. And I was cradled in the absolute light. In this light was everything it wanted. It had no agenda but to support me and love me. About a mission that I'm living now with all these presentations that I do. It wasn't trying to slide in the back door and manipulate me and grab on and attach itself as a dark energy. That's nonsense. There was no time for that. There was no time for fear. And all it wanted, if there is such a thing, is in one impression. It was encrypted with everything it wanted. I heard the voice. I smelled the voice. I tasted the voice. I felt the voice. I saw the voice. It was in the wall. It was in the chair. It was in my skin. It was everything. It was everything. And it said, "Keith, go on your sofa. Bring your tape recorder, press play, close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and let your mouth move." Like which transpired when I described the first time myself and my friends used an Ouija board. I let my soul begin to speak into a tape recorder. And I did it for a year to begin the dialogue that transpired in my bestseller, The Divine Principle. This is how I know of the work that I'm doing is imbued with love, light, and divine power. It's because you will know it by the fruit it bears. It's brought me nothing but joy and healing. And many other people, thousands of people who have read my work. Joy and healing and expansion. So the point of this presentation tonight is to shed light on something that has been in the dark, from a belief system that's come from the dark age. It's called ignorance. Ignorance will only invite fear. Knowledge can only turn on the light. I don't know anything. Well, I don't know really about this, but I'm guessing that I can't see because everyone says I can't see, so why bother? And I believe what everyone told me. You get exposed to knowledge and wisdom, and all of a sudden your eyes and your eye opens up and you're imbued with divine light. It's called vision. Seeing is of the body. Vision is of the soul. You crack out on a Ouija board, your automobile, a tool that you're going to build your house with, and use vision and watch what happens. A blind man once said that it does not require sight to climb Mount Everest. Instead, you need vision. Vision is of the soul. You bring vision. Another way you can see, no pun intended, another way you can see the word vision is that it's a glimpse into a future possibility. Try it right now. Talk to your soul, which is infinite. It has always been, it is now, and will forever exist. Your soul, my soul, there is only one, and it's called Yah, the heart, Na, the mind, intellect, and Va, the backbone or action. Will, intellect, action. When you bring your vision into an experience, you are tapping into a potential future of yours. Try it now. Take a breath. Close your eyes. Participate. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose. Take a breath. With the intentions of seeing to a greater level, and breathe out. Release your doubt. Visualize something with passion, with a fire that you would like to see transpire in your future. Call it up in your mind's eye. We've heard that before, in our mind's eye. Well, this is actually literally the truth. See a future event. Your husband or wife or your child's birthday is coming. You can already imagine what it's going to be like. You think you are fabricating this in your brain? Your brain may be the Ouija board or the tool that you use to bring your vision of your future into a moment of understanding. But it does not come from your brain. Your brain turns to worm food when you die. And everything you think to be right, wrong, good, bad, holy, blasphemous, in, out, up, down, left, right, light, dark, is going to be shattered when you cross to the other side. And you're going to be left with the pure essence of your soul. And everything lives in there. The light and the dark. It's all in there. It is all in there. It's in here. And the only thing in here, in the mind, in the monkey mind, is the noise that tells us, because we were told by other people what is right and wrong. How is that working to illuminate the world? It's not. How did you bring that vision of yours, that future vision potential, into your experience when you did the exercise a moment ago? Is because you tapped into the soul, because that vision, like your memories, exists in the soul. Likewise, you did this future visioning. Think about something that transpired yesterday, last week, last year, that brought you joy. Where do you think that memory comes from? It does not come from your mind. The mind gets shattered. It does not come from the brain. The brain is worm food when you die. Because when you die, or become enlightened, or both, Everything you've learned, you keep. So now that you are without a body, your wisdom of your life will be with you forever. When I was down there on earth and I lived this, I remember that myself and my child went to the beach. You are in the soul. The information is brought through at a soul level. So your memories that you had of a past event, a past experience, you've touched your soul. You've communicated with your soul. How did you do that? You always thought it was likely to be an arduous task at church on Sunday. And with a piece of information, the light turns on. Oh my God, could it really be that easy? That is the only way it is. It's not what you think, but it is. Because as you think and what you were thinking about, you put a lot of oomph into what you believe in a Ouija board is. Every time that word is just simply brought up around you, you automatically get the heebie-jeebies and it freaks you out. Why? It's just a bunch of, it's 1 through 9 in the alphabet with the sun and the moon and yes and no. We live in this energy every day, but we don't freak out. It's because someone has not told us, uh-oh, you need to freak out every time someone uses alphabet numbers, the word yes or no, or you see the sun or the moon. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. It's about living in the light of understanding and awareness. And then simply everything else becomes visible. I want to show you something before I finish this presentation. Then I'm going to take a Q&A. Take a look at this. It's a piece of particle board. The numbers and the alphabet. That's it. You can make it what you want. It's simply a tool. Just as a tool is. A Ouija board or not, everything in your life is a tool to be used to bring about the well-being of everyone. Or not. It's not what you think, but it is. Yanava is complete. Hello, everyone. Please feel free to bring your questions or comments through that I might be able to shed light that might be of interest to you. I'm going to try to put on some music again. I had some difficulty. Let's see what happens while I'm waiting for these comments. And if you would, while I'm waiting for these comments, I turned on the music and I'm using my voice on top to see if the balance is okay now because I'm learning. So please say yes, keep everything is groovy, or whatever word you choose. Hello, Nick. Hello, Mark, Lewis, Angela, Linda, Jessica. Again, Mitzi, if you're still here, I absolutely adored your question. That was really, really cool. Mitzi asked, where can I buy your book? Mitzi, let me check you out real quick. Let me see where you live, first and foremost. You live in Memphis. Yeah, I know you are, dear. You can get one from me personally. Or you can go to centeroflightradio.com and go to the Creations tab. Click on it and it'll give you all of my works. The first one is The Divine Principle. And it'll take you to Amazon, so we know it's a trustworthy source. Or you can go to Amazon. Why not go to my website? You can kind of get a feel of more of what I do while you're there. Centeroflightradio.com, go to the Creations tab, and you can just purchase it there. It's like $17. You don't like the book, it doesn't feed your spirit, I will give you your money back. How's that for a deal? So again, everyone, how is my voice compared to the music? The ratio. Is it good? So while I have your attention, I'm going to wait to get that comment. Is the music good? The music's just right. So while I have your attention, June 24th, I'm going to be doing a presentation on radical transformation, crossing the bridge to the soul. Memphis, Tennessee, $20. I'm going to help you connect. We're going to be in physical proximity of each other. The energy is going to be palpable. It's going to become palpable, and we're going to anchor. And you're going to feel it. Music is low. Good. I don't want it to be too loud. Hello, Janice. So anyone, Rajesh, Trudy, Jessica. Let's try that. So again, y'all, before I sign off, anyone has anything you would like to ask or bring through, please do that now. I'll be here for another 5 minutes. I know this is a very different kind of presentation. It's not like you're going to go out and buy an Ouija board to apply to see if what I'm telling you is true. That's not what this is about at all. This is about bringing to light something that is erroneously thought of. It's not really about the Ouija board. It's about most things in life. It's not what we think, but it is. LaDonna says, bring some patchouli. Good morning, sir. Yanava. All right, I'm giving another 2 minutes to see if anyone has anything they want to bring up. Please feel free. I am asking you to go to youtube.com/Center of Light Radio if you have not. Please subscribe to my page. My viewership is getting greater. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some comments. LaDonna says, I'm serious. Remind me, dear, and I will. Please share my work. If you are a supporter of what I do and believe in my heart, in my mission, in my gesturing as my contribution, centeroflightradio.com, there's a donate button. It's your gesture to help support this beautiful work that I will do for the rest of my life until I lay this body down and draw my last breath. Thank you, Sue. I appreciate you. All right, everyone. 1 more minute, so thank you. Thank you. Turn inward. Because what lives in here and what it looks like is so far greater than this thing right here can begin to imagine in our current state of awareness. Until we turn inward and the door opens up to the light, to the garden. Trust me when I tell you, when I do these presentations, the place I come from inside is a garden. I literally reside in it. Right now, I am full of divine fire and bliss. It's another reality. It's an eternal world. In fact, it's an eternal universe. Eternally. It's not in the world. It's a completely different world entirely. And when that thing opens up, it's infinite. And then bliss begins to fill your body, your mind, and everything about you. But when we stay in here, our only bliss is in the outside world. And as it moves and sways, we'll allow ourselves to move and sway. Oh, this is my happiness. Oh, this is my misery. Oh, this is my happiness. This is my misery. In here, all there is the bliss. Janice says, I see a door, but I cannot open it. Try different ways of opening. Literally grab the knob and open it. Or knock, and someone will open it for you. Or you can find yourself automatically in your kingdom, not needing a door. Why would you need a door once you're in it? So if you place yourself in it, you've never needed a door in the first place. It's just about the want. To be in the garden and play as a divine child and be in a state of innocence and happiness and playfulness and curiosity and awe and wonderment as children are. We must be childlike to enter. And that brings me back to the closing of this presentation. The title is, It's Not What You Think, but It Is. And as children in the divine garden, not only will we play forever, we will understand. And in that light of awareness and in that light of knowledge and wisdom, we will have been given the divine tools, whatever that tool may be, that will keep you forever planted in the kingdom of soul. Live in the light. Educate yourself. Show intention to be with all that is good, and all that is good will not only happen in your life, it will be your life as that life stream moves through what you know as you. I am Yanava. It is complete. I love you, dear Lord. I love you.